Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're going to take a look at all of the previews from the Warhammer reveals. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Alright, so let's take a look at all of the previews condensed here into this single video from the Warhammer World Champion preview show. Alright, so here we have for the Necrons, the new Orrukin, the Diviner. And he is currently in the Necron range, but he's got one of the old Finecast resin models. So this is going to be the introduction in plastic. Really nice looking model right here. Awesome staff, awesome Necron details. Supposed to be able to control time. We know the Necron Codex is right around the corner as well. Very, very cool. Awesome new model. Awesome game piece. Perfect execution. So here we can see a nice, beautiful shot of the model. Absolutely stunning. Well done, Games Workshop. And a couple more detailed close-ups right here. And again, we can see like the cool carapace right there, incorporating some of the other like Necron kit details. We see the awesome details on the hand and everything. Lots of room for like cool OSL effects, beautiful staff. And then again, we've got like the little scarab bugs and some ruins on the base. Really, really well done. And then we also have a new Crusade Pariah Nexus book. So this is a new Crusade campaign for the people that like to play through like the thematic games. So oftentimes a lot of lore and everything in here. Cool like missions, all kinds of like thematic neat stuff. And then we know obviously that the Necrons and the Admech are coming out together. So I would expect there to be some kind of like overlap between them in this. And here we can see a cool battle set up between the Necrons and then of course the Adeptus Mechanicus. So very cool for those Crusade players out there, anybody interested in the lore or more like the thematic settings. But we don't want to spend too much time with that one because we got a bunch of awesome surprises for pretty much every game system. And here for the Dark Angels, we have the return of Asmodai. Very, very cool. Obviously, the Dark Angels have been getting a lot of love lately. Recently just got their Primarch, Lionel Johnson, coming back. And we also saw Ezekiel coming out as well. And obviously this is a beautiful, beautiful model. Very, very cool. So here we can see the still and definitely has a lot of awesome detail. We see the sword into a fallen helmet. We got some smoke coming from the backpack. We've seen also some images where the smoke is not present. So you can have the option to either add or remove that. And then here we see some more detailed pictures. We can see that he has like the hooded head as well as the skull helmet. Very, very cool iron halo incorporated in there. Absolutely beautiful model. Some torture devices on his back here. All right, and then we'll spend a quick second here on the roadmap. So this is a Codex roadmap for Warhammer 40,000. And here we can see the Adeptus Mechanicus and Necrons coming in winter. So we already knew those were coming out. Obviously, that is awesome. And then Codex roadmap for the spring 2024. We're going to have Dark Angels. We're going to have Orcs. We don't know if specifically they're going to be in this order. I would assume by the way it's laid out that they are. So Dark Angels and Orcs probably first and together. That would make sense with their like thematic background as well. And then we have Custodes, Tau Empire, and Chaos all coming maybe in like the second half of the spring. And then into summer we have Genestealer Cults and Adeptus Sororitas and then Redacted. So we don't know what that means. Could be something new. Maybe that will be the introduction of Emperor's Children. We have recently seen like the Chaos factions get broken off over the last couple of editions. We saw the Death Guard, then we saw the Thousand Sons. We just got the World Eaters at the end of 9th. It would make perfect sense for them to bring out the Emperor's Children, new Noise Marines, and then probably Fulgrim as well, as all the other Chaos Gods have gotten their Primarchs. So that's my guess. Obviously it could just be one of the other codexes that's just not out yet, but I'm going for the reach here. So very cool. Thank you Games Workshop for releasing the roadmap as requested. All right, and that's not it for the Dark Angels because we have some Deathwing Knights as well. So the Dark Angels Terminators. There was rumors that there was going to be upgrade kits for the Terminators. Maybe there still will be, but we know that there are going to be some thematic Terminators as well. So I would assume that we're going to get them for Space Wolves also, but these are absolutely beautiful. So we see the swords and the shields on them. Lots of Dark Angels iconography. Very, very cool, like cloaks and everything. Tabards hanging down, the shield plates. Really, really nice looking models right here. And no need to convert your own. Looks like we've got lots of cool options as far as like the helmeted heads. And then of course we know there's going to be some hoods. So very, very cool. Here we see them with the maces, again with the shields. Some close-ups of the swords and everything. Lots of cool iconography. Little Watcher in the dark. A little bit more of that smoke. And then of course we have those hooded heads and the bear head. Very, very nice models. Awesome to know that these are coming. And then also the little teaser that we're going to see some more themed Terminators. So who else is getting them? Black Templars, Space Wolves, maybe Blood Angels? Could it be we'll finally get the return of Space Hulk? All right, so really, really nice. Now we're jumping over here into the fantasy realms, Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And we have the continuation of the Dawnbringer Crusade. And then, of course, the arrival of the Flesh Eater Courts Codex. And with that new battle tome, we are seeing a bunch of awesome new models. This is not the range refresh we want. This is the one we deserve. And these models are absolutely beautiful. So Games Workshop has been hyping up the feast, getting everybody excited. And here we have the reveal of the king. And I have got to say that each and every one of these models looks absolutely amazing. And as if that wasn't enough, it does look like we're going to be getting a Flesh Eater Courts Army launch box as well. So absolutely beautiful. Here we have the new king. And this model is just absolutely awesome. Everything from like the actual like textured thematic base, the skin, the details, the fur, the faces. Just really, really loving this. The Ghoul King crown, and then of course his awesome Rod of Office is very, very cool. Beautiful model right here. Cannot wait to paint this up. And here we see just a couple more angles. Again, just absolutely beautiful base. The details are absolutely stunning. They just knocked it out of the park with this. The goblet on the side. The paint job is just wonderful as well. And of course, not only are they getting their battle tomb right around the corner, but we have the new Dawnbringer book with the Mad King Rises. Awesome cover art right there. And that's not all. We got a bunch of new stuff. So here are the new Crypt Guard. And these are super cool. Basically like ghouls, just a little more well equipped. They've got some actual weapons. Real nice models right here. Looks like we've got some various options. They have like the basic swords right here. And then some double-handed halberds as well. So here we see the double-handed halberds as well. Real cool. And just like some little bits of like humanity left in them. But have mostly fallen to the dark side. All right, and then we've got these brand new Morbheg Knights right here. So very, very cool. Basically some mounted cavalry units. Not sure if they're going to have the ability to fly. They do have wings, so I'm going to assume that's a yes. But just an absolutely awesome bat mount. Really cool, like the skeleton is just flayed on the banner. Just really, really beautiful models right here. Again, we see some amazing bases. Games Workshop really knocking it out of the park with some of this texture here. We see a musician. Very, very cool. Really, really liking these guys. And it does look like we're going to get a unit of 3 of these in the box set. And just a little bit more of the detail right there. Just absolutely stunning. I mean, they just knocked it out of the park with all these. And then we also have a new Varagolf Courtier. So cool model right here. Got some big old bone spikes sticking out there. Very cool, but definitely gets a little bit overshadowed by everything else. Here we see some more angles, some of that detail with the fur and like the open wounds. Again, the bones like protruding from under his flesh. Really nice detail on the face there. It's kind of cute, actually. All right, and then we have the Abhorrent Cardinal as well. So we saw that they have brought back like some of these kind of official positions for the Flesh Eater Courts. And we see sort of like the various rods of office and like garb. And I really like it. It gives them like a lot of like flavor, a lot of extra like context in the lore and everything. And I really think the Flesh Eater Courts are like coming to be their own. This is another just absolutely home run of a model. And then next we see the Royal Decapitator. So a bunch of nice like heroes here. Cool little options for like the either like hood or the open face mask. Tough to tell the size on this, but it does look like these are just regular like human size heads. So just a smaller foot hero. All right, so here is our Flesh Eater Court army set. So we see 3 of the new mounted knights, 1 of the new flying heroes. This is an absolutely beautiful model. And then we see that Courtier as well. And then we've got 20 of the new Crypt Guard. So really nice set. And just to confirm, it does in fact include the exclusive Battle Tome, set of War Scroll cards, enhancement cards, and tokens. Very, very nice. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now back to the video. All right, so let's keep rocking and rolling here over to the Warhammer Underworlds. So we've got the Death Gorge is like the new kind of like season. And then here we see the kruleboyz new gang. So pretty neat. We've got a musician, some really just nice and unique sculpts. I mean, you got to give it to Underworlds. They definitely have the best sculpts. There's so much character in these guys. Another just absolute home run. Very, very cool. Now, I'm not sure exactly how they decide, like who's up next. But it does seem like sometimes the rotation goes a little hard on certain things. It seems like sometimes we'll see like the warcry warbands and then the Underworlds kind of coming in right afterwards. So really nice sculpts right here. Beautiful kruleboyz. Super cool. Got the dagger in his mouth and everything. The shield. Again, we see a lot of texture on the bases. That musician just looks absolutely great. Amazing sculpt. This thing looks a little bit more out of like Lord of the Rings. But yeah, I'm really liking these. Absolutely beautiful models. Beautiful sculpts. Seems like the models are always a home run for Warhammer Underworlds. All right, and we didn't guess everything, but we did get lucky on quite a few of these. I think some of them were obvious, but here for Horus Heresy, we've got the final arrival of the Jump Assault Marines. So very, very cool. We got the Beaky Marines. Looks like some pretty cool new design jetpacks. Definitely some nice dynamic poses. I really, really like that lightning claw. That's awesome. We see that there's like sword, shield, and pistol options, as well as like your leader special weapon. So it is definitely good to see that they are late but not forgotten. But the Jump Assault Marines, really, really nice here. Definitely some cool sculpts. I do like the Horus Heresy stuff and how it's like tends to be a little more simpler. It has a nice look to it for sure. And it does look like these Jump Marines are kind of incorporated into the armor in a different way. But really nice. Very well executed. I know a lot of people were waiting on these. So super exciting to see them finally arriving. All right. And then we got another one we actually got right. This one for Necromunda. So we see the Enforcers actually got their vehicle. So very, very cool. Definitely liking the look of this. And a lot of you guys might recognize this. This was an old Elysian Drop Trooper transport. The Taurus, I think it was called. There was like two different variants of it. They used to make them from Forgeworld. And it was always cool back then, but this is definitely like a spin-off kind of like reimagining of it. Really, really like the off-road capabilities. It has a little bit of ground clearance, which is something that Games Workshop has failed to design into their kits in the past. This thing's definitely going to be jumping some sand dunes. Very, very cool. And then, of course, we see the incorporation of the Enforcer's weapons. So great details here. We see there's like concussion options as well as the stubbers. We see some various helmeted and unhelmeted options. A little bit of gear strapped on the side there. Really, really nice. All right, so we had talked a little bit about how it was strange that we were going to be getting a kill team reveal. They had kind of like changed around how they were doing warcry and kill team. And now it looks like we're getting basically a chaos upgrade sprue. So this is pretty cool. I like the idea of them doing this. I'm not sure if the sprue is ever going to be available separately or how they're going to do that. But it's basically a Night Lords themed kill team based on the actual Chaos Space Marine kit right now. So they have basically said that this is based off of the Legionary kill team. And then obviously we see like a bunch of cool upgrades, the cape, the pistol, the helmets on all these guys, the rockets. So it's actually going to be like a kill team with rules. And then it looks like we're going to be able to roll it into 40k as well. But you got to love the various little upgrade parts. We see a bunch of shoulder pads, some various iconography and everything, like the claws and everything. Just really, really well done. Absolutely love this. Here's the standard with a severed torso on there. Just really cool looking models. Definitely going to be an awesome kill team. We've seen like the Chaos Space Marine kill teams have done well in the past. The Legionary kit is really nice. And then obviously just the addition of the extra bits and everything here have just taken it to the next level. Gotta love this. Obviously we see some of those like components do look a little bit familiar, but very, very well done. And I think the idea of seeing like this type of stuff, seeing them basically put out these upgrade frames is really, really good because they don't have to devote like a whole crazy kit specifically for these like sub factions now. So in the past, we didn't really get upgrades for some of the like less popular ones. And that was very unfortunate, but it looks like this is their way of essentially giving us those upgrades that we want. And hopefully maybe at some point in time, you'll be able to just buy the actual like upgrade frames as well. So you could do like a whole army of Night Lords. So really, really cool. Very well executed. You just got to love the addition of some of these bits. I mean, this sword is just absolutely amazing. Very well done. Super cool. All right. And then we're jumping over here to the old world. And this is a new massive plastic kit. So, yep, that's right. It is confirmed plastic kit. And this thing looks amazing. So it's basically like a sort of like tomb lich dragon. And then of course we got you got a couple options here for the actual rider. You either have like your king, or you could potentially do like your priest on top. Just really, really nicely done. And we'll see some of like the various options here. This is a really cool model. I'm not sure if it's actually going to be able to fly, as it does have just like the actual bone wings, but really, really nicely done. The variants look great. And then it does look like you're going to be able to take your excess bits and basically turn them into characters that would be on foot otherwise. So really nice, and happy to see that for the Warhammer Old World players. And then obviously now we know Tomb Kings are going to be a part of that. And we know that just because a kit is big and awesome, it doesn't mean it's going to be coming from the forgeworld / resin department. So very, very cool. Happy to see this in plastic. And I think we're going to see this in a lot of conversions throughout a lot of game systems. Super cool. Very well executed. Here we can see like the various builds there, and then the actual king on foot. We've got a zombie cat. Games Workshop really leaning in on the cats and dogs. Gotta love it. And again, just the details. Very awesome. Like crocodilian type mouth right here. It's kind of like summoning a buzzard. Beautiful paint job as well. So that is it. That's all of the new reveals. Very cool. Awesome stuff coming from the World Championship. I am super excited for these. I'm definitely going to pick up quite a bit of this. We'll be looking at these, I'm sure, as we get closer to the reveal dates and get some more information and everything. But just wanted to kind of condense everything into one big kind of look and commentary, show off all the cool models, the cool videos, and have a look together. Let me know what you think down below, which ones you're going to be picking up. Did you enjoy this style of video rather than just reading through all the articles and doing a bunch of individual videos? Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And of course, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Check them out, link in the description to save 15% on Games Workshop products. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I think these reveals were awesome. And I'm so glad that Games Workshop released the roadmap. And I'm out of here.